evening, everybody. Welcome back to Ghosting with Anya. I'm your host, Anya Smith, also the author of Anya's Ghost Stories, Volume 1 and Volume 2, The Return of the Dead. So, here's an update, guys. Fearless and I pretty much, we did our thing, like we went shopping, I guess, this morning. We checked out the Harbor Freight, I think. It's like a hardware store. So we didn't buy anything at the hardware store. But we also went to Family Fair, got some stuff a bit, and then we went to farmer's market, I think, this afternoon. So we went to his house after we bought some stuff from Family Fair this morning, and Fearless went straight to his podcast, and then we pretty much went to Target and got a little surprise for a friend of ours. So at Target, we got the stuff for a friend. Then we went to Starbucks. Well, it's inside the Target. If you guys ever gone to Target, yes, there is a Starbucks inside. It's like a franchise corporate. So what I got from Target at the Starbucks was strawberry frappuccino. It was so good. The first time I ever gotten it was like a couple of years ago when I was hanging out with my mom. So I didn't know that Target's actually had frappuccinos. It's a strawberry with some ice in it, maybe some milk that was blended in and added some Cool Whip inside. And it tasted like real strawberry fruit smoothie. It's not a coffee. It's just a smoothie that you make with strawberries. You can use different flavors out of it. So I got a strawberry frappuccino, and my friend got pink drink. I'm not sure what pink drink is because, it's like an iced coffee, but I've never actually had pink drink, but I always order strawberry frappuccino. So yeah. Then I think we picked up, whoever we picked up. Well, it depends, but I came home early, like around 2 p.m. So Fearless had to drive by East High School, which is the Bellevue East High, because his son was at the football practice, of course, from like 3 p.m. to 5:45 or something. It's like a 2-hour thing. So that eats out at 3 p.m. So we went on a tour that last week, and it looked amazing, especially on the inside. We checked out the tour. I mean, we took a little bit of tour, but we actually were at the auditorium. It is freaking huge. And next to the auditorium on the inside was there's a little hallway. There is men's room and women's room. So it's freaking huge. My high school was a bit smaller. It didn't have a pool. I'm pretty sure it has. swimming pool on the inside, but my high school never had a swimming pool, so it was turned into an actual church. And last time I went there was my friend Paula's funeral. So she died a couple of years ago, like 7 years ago. She must have passed away sometime in July, I think. June, July, or somewhere around there. That's like 3 days after her mom, or before her mom. I don't really know. But yeah, I think her mom died 3 days before her, I guess. So her mom has been sick for a very long time, and there was nothing they could have done to help her feel better. So she passed away, and Paula died 3 days after her mom. So that was the last time I ever saw Paula, like months before she even passed away. So months, maybe a couple of years, but in 2019 was when, it was not July. She died in June. So yeah, a month before I went to see my father in Azerbaijan, that was when her funeral was. And I got my ears pierced the first time in June. So I was like in my early 30s. So it's been like 7 years now. So anyway, yeah, Paula has been dead for 7 years now. So, I mean, I still think about her every day. So, okay, anyway, after Fearless and I, got our drinks from Starbucks, I pretty much came home early, like around 2 p.m. So, yeah, I have been watching movies and knitting. So, I'm definitely gonna have my own knitting club. So, I'm not even sure where it's gonna be at, and I don't know the exact location. So, I don't know the name of the place, perhaps. It's like a studio, it has music in it, and it has like a bunch of people with their knitting needles, with the yarn and yarn needles, measurement tapes, and some scissors, of course. Baskets full of stuff. So there's a lot of knitters and crocheters. Hopefully, maybe I will go and check it out. I don't know, this Saturday or something. I'm not really sure, but what time I might go. But anyway, enough about this. But I just found out that my second novel somehow was sent to my friend Fearless, the one I just told you about, that I was hanging out with every day, Monday through Friday. So, yeah, he told me that the editors send it to him. That's why I didn't get the notification of Amazon about my second novel being released inside the app. So I will get that situated soon. And once Fearless gets paid and we'll figure something out, I'm going to get paid as well about my book. My second novel, it is on Amazon, but it's not on my account. It's on my producer's account. So Fearless Cummings. He's a friend of mine. Check out his podcast. It's called Ask Fearless. It is on YouTube, yes, but he only does it once a week. So check it out. It's on Tuesdays at 10:30 in the morning. So
I watched it today.
My husband watched it. I haven't watched it in a while. So So anyway, we have a new story for you guys tonight. Chris and I just got back from our little 30-minute walk. We have a new path now. It's like around the corner, right where the library is. So we kind of took that path. But yeah, so it actually felt good. We haven't done that in a while. So now we have a new story. Enough about what I did today. So now we are going to the story. It is called The Candlemaker in the Parish Shop. So it's to do with the previous candlemaker, like a spirit of a candlemaker or something. Maybe helping the living current candlemaker, helping like making bunch of candles or something, helping customers get the right ones, the right scent of it, like bunch of natural ingredients to make the candle scent, to make the actual candles. So we'll get on this story now. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching my show, and thank you for believing in me and supporting me on this. I've been doing this about a year now, and I hope that it changed your life or something about it. If you love ghost stories, you are always welcome to join me right here on YouTube on live stream. I will be on every night at 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Or I can go live stream at 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. It doesn't even matter. I can go on every night. Sometimes maybe I might need a little break. So let's get started on the story. Get yourself something to do and share and subscribe, and let's get started on the story. I know my eyes are going different directions. It's because I'm tired. I've been running errands and trying to figure out what is going on with releasing my second novel on Amazon. So, Anya's Ghost Stories, Volume 2, The Return of the Dead. That is the name of my novel. It's like a series, like a trilogy, to my first novel that I made about a year ago. So I'm still kind of new, but I guess I'm getting the hang of it anytime soon. I'm probably just gonna chill for like a year before I start writing my third novel. Maybe something new. It's usually about spirits, but we'll figure something out. Whatever I'm gonna do, I'm probably just gonna, I don't know, travel for a while on vacations every year. I'm probably gonna go see my family, my brothers, my sisters, of course, my niece. So
we're gonna bring them chocolate.
We're gonna bring some awesome chocolates to my sisters and to my brother-in-laws, to my whole family. Hopefully, I will be going to see my father, of course, maybe see other places with a lot of paranormal stuff. maybe Germany, Paris, Nashville, Savannah, Georgia, something like that. Virginia.
Yeah, we also need a trip to Utah and Colorado.
We're also going to go to Colorado, Utah. We're actually going to Washington, D.C. next year.
I got a friend that wants to give you a big hug, sweetie.
There's a little like tight squeezies, and I'm not really a tight squeezy person. So I'm very sensitive, and my body cannot handle tight squeeze. So anyway,
I got through Victoria's meeting.
True. I've met her when she came back for a reunion, something like that. So anyway, let's get started on the ghost stories. We are on season 6, episode 224. That is the candlemaker in the parish shop. Lucia never meant to learn candle making. She took the holiday retail position at the parish shop because the hours worked around school and because the little store attached to St. Michael's Basilica. I don't know. It's a weird name I've never heard of. Basilica, I think. I don't know. Looked like the easiest retail job in the city. It's medals, prayers, and rows of devotional candles in color. In colors tied to feast days, and mourning customs. The shop itself was warm in a way. Stone and too many votives can manage in winter. A back room used for stock, packing, and emergency wax work when broken display candles, smoothing, or festival orders came in wrong. Lucia's manager warned her on day 1 not to stack unsold memorial candles on the left cooling rack overnight unless they are properly labeled. Lucia thought that was about inventory. It partly was. It was also she would learn about a dead candlemaker with strong views on intention. The first odd thing happened after a funeral weekend. When Lucia left 3 white memorial candles cooling on the left rack with incomplete name tags because she was too decipher handwriting, planned to fix them in the morning. She came in the next day to find all 3 boxed labeled correctly, incorporate script, and arranged beside parish pickup ledger with one note. Parish pickup ledger, with one note in wax pencil: never leave grief anonymous when names are available. No one in the shop wrote that way. The older sacristan, when shows the labels, smiled with the tired relief of someone seeing old coworker habits return on schedule before the basilica outsourced most devotional stock. The church employed a woman named Celia Maron, who poured candles by hand in the back room for feast days, vigils, and burial masses. She died during Holy Week after insisting on finishing a rush of partial tapers herself. Since then, labels corrected themselves. Votive orders appeared in proper sequence, and unlabeled memorial stock rarely renamed so by Dawn. Lucia found the story sentimental until the interventions became impossible to assign to coincidence. If she mixed funeral votives into the general prayer candle shelf for convenience, they would be found separated and wrapped with black ribbon by morning. If she undercounted vigil tapers before a saint's day, the inventory sheet would reprint itself from the old label maker with one line highlighted in stubborn red once after a parishioner ordered a candle for someone lost without giving a name, and Lucia nearly processed it that way. The wick snapped during boxing when she relit the smoothing tool to report the top. A hidden paper slip floated up from the packaging bin with a note in the same copper plate: ask whose name belongs to the flame. It was irritatingly good theology from a dead craftswoman. The first sighting came in the polished brass of the votive stand. Lucia was restocking before evening mass when she saw reflected beside her a woman in a gray dress and apron, trimming wicks with swift, neat motions. Celia Mayron was middle-aged, stern-faced, and moved with the calm authority of someone who understands both wax and mourning as materials that misbehave if rushed. Blue for waiting mothers, not red, she said without looking at Lucia, and nodded toward a custom-order tray in the back room. Lucia checked. One candle in the tray had indeed been set with the wrong sleeve color for the petition category the family had requested. It was a small detail with no practical consequence, and enormous emotional one that seemed to be Celia's entire jurisdiction. The small details living people call minor when they are not, the ones carrying the intention attached. The more Lucia learned, the less the haunting felt decorative, and the more it felt doctrinal. In a practical sense, Celia did not care about spooky effect. Dedications and sequence aligned properly with the sorrow or hope people had brought in. A grieving father picking up a candle for his daughter found her full baptismal name written out in beautiful script because Lucia prompted by one wax pencil note. Too many had finally started asking the right questions. An elderly woman ordering a vigil candle for a son estranged from the family found an extra blue taper tucked into the box with no charge for wading through, though Lucia never placed it there. Once during Advent rush, every unscented prayer candle on the wrong rack tipped at once until Lucia fixed the display according to the old liturgical color order shown in a worn notebook that had somehow opened itself on the backroom table. What made Lucia love Celia rather than merely obey her was a teenager named Rosa, who came into 2 days before Christmas wanting to buy a memorial candle for her mother, but only had a handful of coins and too much pride to ask for help. Lucia was reaching for the discount bin when the side drawer under the register slid open on its own. Inside lay one wrapped white candle with gold edging. Not luxury, but beautiful enough to matter. And a blank name card already tucked under the ribbon. On the underside of the box was written in wax pencil, "Use the good one." Lucia gave it to Rosa as if it were store policy and watched the girl's whole face change later. Counting the till, Lucia found the exact value of the missing candle balanced by old donation stamps no one used anymore, but which the parish accepted as legacy. Credit from longtime members. Celia apparently still knew where the mercies were kept. The Basilica renovated the gift shop the following summer, replacing old shelves, repairing walls, and almost discarding the left cooling rack because it looked non-essential. Lucia argued harder for that rack than she had for some of her actual classes. The pastor studying history, he didn't fully understand, agreed to keep it. During the first All Souls Day rush after renovation, the rack stood in its old corner with fresh wax catching late light from the side window. Lucia, now more competent and much less casual, noticed that she no longer needed as many notes. She knew to ask names. She knew to separate waiting from morning colors. She knew never to leave memorial stock unresolved overnight. The haunting had trained her. Late that evening, when the final custom candle order cooled without correction, Lucia found a single scrap of paper by the rack bearing 3 words in corporate script. You are attentive. She framed the scrap and hung it inside the stock room where customers couldn't see it and volunteers probably wouldn't understand it. The shop still smells of wax, incense, and the strange overlap between commerce and devotion. Lucia still works there prime time years later, especially in winter, when candles matter most. She no longer thinks of Celia as trapped. The dead candlemaker seems to appear only when attention slips and intention risks being flattened into inventory. In the church, that is not a haunting so much as a necessary correction. Someone, after all, has to insist that a candle is not just wax with a price tag. It is a name, a plea, a vigil, or a grief made visible long enough for someone to carry it home. Wow. This is the longest story I have ever read. So, apparently, Celia was already a legend craftswoman. She was a legend, of course. She had the gift of making candles. I tried making one. My candle did not last even long enough because whenever we lit my handmade candle, the candle did not freaking last that long. I mean, I had a friend named Alexis Aray. I mean, she's a musician, so her full name was Alexis Aray Robles. So now she is called Alexis Aray Hernandez. I know that it's because I used to hang out with her. And her husband's name is Mauricio Hernandez. And I mean, they're pretty cool, but I haven't heard from them in a few years. So Lexi and I used to make candles, but that was just only one day, that one time. Boy, I really wish I knew how to make candles. I don't even know how to make them. If I had the ingredients, I definitely would. I wish I did, but I don't. So anyway, this story is actually based on real life events. So I don't know if you guys know how to make candles, if you have a gift to make a candle, like natural talent for like making actual everlasting candles. So I mean, it's really cool, but I wish I knew, but I just don't know if that will ever work. So anyway, but yeah, so this story is pretty much relatable. And this woman named Celia, she was an amazing person, even though I never met her, but all these stories are actually freaking relatable. So yeah, I had a friend that I used to hang out with at her house all the time. And we pretty much did candle making, but I still don't know how, but I wish I did. If we ever had ingredients of candle making, would you ever want to learn how to make it?
Sure.
Yeah, I probably would want to, but I literally don't know how to make them. So now that the story is done, we are going straight to the questions. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. So if you guys actually do have any, you're more than welcome to join the conversation right here on live stream on the comment section. So it's actually right here, like right there. So anyway, it's on my right side corner right here, so it's like right there. But you guys are always welcome. So anyway, let's get on with the questions. So you're always welcome to participate on that. So are you.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get started on the questions. We actually have 10 questions, including 10 answers. So you guys are always welcome. This video can be a bit long if you wish to. My throat can be very dry. And there's a fly flying around. If we have a bug zapper, we should probably get rid of all the flies anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, let's get started on the questions. Ugh, I hate bugs.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Would you have kept working there after the first corrected memorial candles? I definitely would, yes. If I ever knew how to make candles, I definitely would. I mean, if I had the knowledge of making candles, I totally would work on making candles and putting the correct colors to it and their names, pictures on them with their relatives, put the labels on it with the price tags. I totally would if I had the knowledge, but I don't have any of that. So I definitely would. Would you have kept working there after the first corrected memorial candles?
Yes.
Would you have the knowledge to make them?
No.
I mean, like, would you ever learn how to make the candles?
Yes.
And have the knowledge?
Yes.
Would you ever teach people how to make them?
Yes.
I definitely would too. So, my answer is yes. Okay, guys, let's go to number 2. Do you think Celia stayed for the craft, the prayers, or the names? I think she stayed all 3 because she wanted to correct the labels and the colors and all the prayers. I think all the above. So let me know in the comments if you think Celia would have stayed for like the craft and the prayers, including the names of people's names and their names of the loved ones. Do you think she stayed for all 3? Let me know in the comments down below. And just let me know what your opinions are. I would love to hear them. So let's go to number 3. Why does a church gift shop make such a strong haunting story? Well, the reason why is because there's a lot of tragedy that happened, like a folklore, like a legend or something. There's a lot of stories that kind of go behind of all that, the hauntings. Celia had passed away many years before anyone, like before anyone decided to take over the lease of the gift shop, about making candles and other essentials or whatever. So Celia pretty much passed away. I don't even know when she died. I mean, she died many years ago, I guess. And it's very sad. So the haunting thing kind of comes maybe days later. I don't really know. Perhaps things happen a lot. So there's a lot of tragedy happened. There's a lot of history, memories. I mean, it goes back to like, I think maybe more than 1,000 years in the past. So, but yeah, a lot of things happened in the past. So here's a question. Why does a church gift shop make such a strong haunting setting?
Because it has a lot of tourists that are buying gifts.
Perhaps they're buying candles because they want to, lit the candle just to remember their families. The ones that passed away, that's why they want to lit the candle just to preserve their memories and give them silence just to remember them. Like, imagine what their loved ones used to look like, and that's why the living are buying the candles with their names on it, especially for their missing families or who passed away, I guess. So, because they lost their loved ones like a few days later or a couple months later or something, or a couple months earlier. That is why they decided to get the candles, just to remember their families, their love for them, and they want to remember what they did when they were alive. They want to hold on to the past, hold on to anything. That is the reason why they can't let go, is because they live in the past. And they don't want to move on until they figured out what really happened. I don't know, hours earlier or days earlier. I don't know. Let's go to number 4. What was more unsettling? The corporate labels or seeing her in brass reflection? Well, I think seeing her in the reflection. So if I saw her, I would not be scared. I would be brave enough to talk to her, listen to her, and take her advice about making candles, not leaving things overnight on the left cooling thing. So if she tells you not to leave it overnight, never leave it overnight, literally. So I would take that advice from Celia any day, anytime. Just tell me when, anytime, like whatever you want to make candles, go for it. Use it as a little business of yours or something, like investment or something. Help other grieving families remember their families' faces and just remember their last moments or whatever. Remember what they did when they were alive. Remember the last thing they've ever done before passing away. So I think seeing her in the reflection would be more awakening, I guess. I don't know. Something like that. Okay, we've got 5 questions left before signing off. Was Lucia right to start asking more careful questions of customers? Yes, of course. I mean, if I needed to know more about candle making, you gotta ask the right questions. Get the right ingredients, I guess, or whatever. Instructions, how to literally make candles. You gotta get the, I don't know, the tools for it, I guess. Learn a lot more. Research, I guess. I don't know. Just talk to the people who knows how to make candles the right way, properly. I probably would. But I think Lucia did the right thing. So my answer is going to be a yes. I wish I did learn how to make candles, but I don't really know. But I don't have the tools for it, so I don't have the ingredients, and I don't have the instructions for it. That is why I don't know how to make candles. But it takes a lot of steps to make all the candles. Let's go to number 6, guys. What do you make of the line, ask whose name belongs to the flame? I think you have to ask like the spirits, or something about the names that belonged to the flames. Do the rituals maybe, I don't know, ask God and see what happens. You gotta ask the right questions about it. You gotta think before asking, or also asking customers about the names of their loved ones, what really happened, literally. So I definitely would have done that, but something like that. I mean, you gotta maybe talk to the spirits or talk to the grieving families about what happened to their loved ones, and maybe they'll tell you if they are ready to talk about it. They probably will. So I mean, you can. It probably means that they're not ready to talk about it, or they don't know what the question is, or maybe they just don't feel comfortable talking about it or something. They're just too fragile, too afraid. Maybe it's too painful for them to talk about it. That is the reason why. So let's go to number 7. How is this haunting tied to intention rather than fear? Well, I think the haunting is tied to the person who has passed away while making candles in very horrible winter days, or whatever, like in a bad weather days, or like, I don't know, when things went terrible or something. It probably, I don't know, Celia died in the winter, okay? And it depends what is going on with these things. I don't really know how to explain it. Here's a question, babe. How is this haunting tied to intention rather than fear?
Because they're just trying to have good intention, but they don't have any fear.
I think I'm going to go with his answer. No wonder why. Fear is fear, because fear is a part of us. We survive through bad things that happen to us. We all go through a lot of things: anger, sadness, grieving, a lot of shit, want the truth about what is going on. Fear is a part of us. We cannot deny it. We have to conquer it and just figured out how to be brave enough to stand up to whatever is there. Anything. I mean, stand up to the spirits who are angry about something. You got to understand what they are going through. Fear is what we have to go through. It's a part of us. We cannot be afraid of it constantly. We have to conquer it. All right, let's go to number 8. Would you trust the dead candlemaker with a memorial order? Yes. If I spoke to candlemaker, if I want her to make the candle for myself or for my loved ones that died, I mean, I would trust this person to make a custom make candle for me, like the name of my family member who died many years ago or something. So I definitely would trust it. I would hope that this candle maker doesn't screw up, doesn't like miss any steps or something, make sure got the name right and the right pronunciation on it. So I probably would definitely trust it if I ever asked a candle maker to make my custom make candle for my loved ones. I definitely would, yes. Would you ever trust a candle maker?
Yes.
To make an actual candle for Aunt Becky?
Yes.
Like how to put the right colors, the right name, like how to put the actual name on the candle and how to pronounce it, you know, that sort of thing. Would you ever do that?
Yes.
I definitely would too, yes. Okay, so we have we have 2 questions left. So can objects of devotion become more powerful through proper attention? Of course it can. I mean, the spirits are literally attached to the objects that they carried when they were alive, when they were obsessed with or whatever. Like, say, this jewelry. Let's say I'm a ghost and I've had this jewelry for many years, and my spirit can literally be attached to it because I can't move on until this was found. Like, say, if I lost it, I cannot move on till I get this back. It belonged to me because I used to wear it all the time. So, yes, this bracelet belongs to me because my husband bought this bracelet like a couple months ago?
Yes.
And now it's broken, but I still have this bracelet. I kept it even though it's broken, which means my spirit cannot move on until I find the right person that would like this bracelet. Let's say I'm passing it on to the next person. Keep it safe for me. And then my spirit would be like, move on into the afterlife. This is why I'm attached to this bracelet. It's because I liked wearing jewelry, okay? Like my earrings. I'm attached to these earrings because my mom got these earrings for me, and that's why I'm wearing them. And I never have taken them off because I like jewelry. So I'm obsessed with jewelry. I'm obsessed with paranormal books. I'm obsessed doing this podcast. So this is why. I'm also attached to my knitting needles, my yarn needle, also the scissors and my container that I have my little crochet hook and my sewing kit. Yes, the reason why I'm attached to it because I love using them. I love working on my project. This is why my spirit cannot move on until I'm buried with them in a closed casket underneath the ground. This is why I don't like people messing with my shit. That is the reason why I'm attached to it. And objects are a part of that. Spirits are always been attached to it because they don't like when people steal them. This is why. Okay, so let's go to number 10. We've got one question left before I sign off. If a ghost insisted that grief not be treated like inventory, how would you honor her? Well, that's a good question. If I ever insisted with the spirit named Celia, if I ever spoke to her, I would tell her that I would honor her by preserving her memories and learn all her methods and teach other people how to make these candles. Literally, like I would literally want to learn and teach others. Doing a good deed and helping others and teach people about making candle making. That's how I would do it. If she taught me, I would pass on the same way I would learn. I would teach people about making candles properly. Choose the right colors, put the right names on the candle like the right way, that sort of thing. I would have all the knowledge and pass it on to the people. That's how I would honor this woman. Okay, guys, we are out of time. Thank you guys for listening and tuning in. Thank you for watching Ghosting with Anya. It was my honor of being the host and a storyteller, like a reporter for the dead. So, thank you guys, and we'll see you on my next episode of Ghosting with Anya. The new story that I'll be working on tomorrow night is The Teacher on the Late Bus, episode 225. So 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. tomorrow night, same time as always. So thank you and have a wonderful night. Stay safe. May God bless you. And may God watch over you. So, please stay safe. Have fun and stay spooky, you guys. And please click like, share, and subscribe. And see you on my next episode of Ghosting with Anya. 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Thank you. And may God bless. Good night. Bye.